The Man on the Bridge. It was a cold, rainy night in the city. The streets were almost empty. Only the sound of cars and the soft rain could be heard. Daniel, a taxi driver, was driving home after a long day. He was tired. His eyes were heavy and his stomach was empty. He just wanted to go home, eat something warm, and sleep. As he drove across the big bridge, he noticed something strange. There was a man standing at the edge of the bridge. The man was wearing a dark coat. His clothes were wet from the rain. He wasn't moving. He just stood there, looking down at the dark river below. Daniel slowed his car and looked again. The man didn't seem drunk or lost. He looked sad, very sad. Something in Daniel's heart told him to stop. He parked the car on the side of the bridge, turned on the lights, and slowly walked toward the man. The rain fell harder now. The cold wind made Daniel shiver. "Hey," Daniel said softly, "are you okay?" The man didn't answer. He didn't even look up. Daniel took one more step. "Sir, it's dangerous here. The rain is strong. Please step back." The man finally spoke. His voice was quiet and tired. "Please, leave me alone." Daniel felt his chest tighten. He had seen sad people before, passengers who lost their jobs, broke up, or had no home. But this sadness was different. It was deep. He couldn't walk away. "I can't leave you here," Daniel said. "Let's talk, just for a minute. My car is warm." The man shook his head. "There's nothing to talk about. It's over." Daniel felt his heart beat faster. "What's over?" he asked gently. The man took a deep breath and whispered, "My life." For a moment, everything went silent, only the sound of rain hitting the road. Daniel's mind raced. He didn't know what to do, but he knew he couldn't let this man jump. He took off his jacket and put it over the man's shoulders. "Listen," Daniel said softly, "I don't know what happened to you, but please, just come to my car. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. Just sit, get warm." The man looked at him for the first time. His eyes were full of pain, but also confusion, like he didn't expect anyone to care. "Why do you care?" he asked. Daniel gave a small, tired smile. "Because sometimes someone cared for me when I was in your place." The man looked at Daniel's face for a few seconds, then slowly stepped back from the edge. Daniel felt a wave of relief. He guided the man to his car. They both sat inside, wet and cold, but safe. "Thank you," the man said quietly. "You should go. I'll be fine now." Daniel shook his head. "No, I'll take you somewhere safe. Maybe we can get some coffee." The man looked down. "Coffee," he said softly, like he hadn't heard that word in a long time. They drove in silence through the empty city. The lights reflected on the wet road. The rain kept falling. Daniel looked at the man again. He seemed lost in thought, or maybe lost in memories. Finally, Daniel said, "My name is Daniel. What's yours?" The man was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Michael." "Nice to meet you, Michael," Daniel said with a small smile. "You're safe now." Michael looked out the window. His lips moved slightly, but Daniel didn't hear what he said. Outside, the rain stopped. The city was calm. But inside the car, something heavy still filled the air, something Daniel could not yet understand. Daniel and Michael sat quietly as the taxi moved through the silent city. The rain had stopped, but the streets still shone with water. Street lights made small golden circles on the road. Inside the car, it was warm and peaceful. Daniel stopped near a small 24-hour cafe. "Let's get something hot to drink," he said kindly. Michael nodded slowly. They walked inside. The place was quiet, only one worker and the sound of soft music. They sat at a table near the window. Daniel ordered 2 coffees and a piece of apple pie. When the coffee came, Michael looked at it for a long time before touching it. He whispered, "I used to drink coffee like this with my wife." Daniel looked at him gently. "Used to?" Michael smiled sadly. "She died 3 years ago, a car accident." He looked down at his hands. "Since then, I live alone. My son lives in another city. He never visits. He says he's busy." Daniel felt a pain in his chest. "I'm sorry," he said softly. Michael took a small sip of coffee. "I tried to be strong," he said. "But every day the house feels colder. I talk to her photo, but she doesn't answer. Today was our wedding day. I went to the bridge because it's where we first met." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. He didn't know what to say. He reached across the table and put his hand on Michael's. "You are not alone tonight," he said. Michael looked up, his eyes soft and tired. "Thank you, Daniel. You're a good man." They sat together for a long time, drinking coffee and sharing quiet stories. When they left the cafe, it was almost morning. The first light of day touched the sky. Daniel offered to drive Michael home, but Michael smiled and said, "No, thank you. I live nearby. I'll walk." Daniel nodded. "Will you be okay?" Michael gave a gentle smile. "Yes, thanks to you, I will be." They shook hands. Then Michael slowly walked away down the street. Daniel watched until he disappeared around the corner. Feeling peaceful, Daniel drove home. But when he arrived, something strange happened. His phone buzzed, a message from a local news alert. He opened it absent-mindedly. The headline said, "Police found missing elderly man, passed away peacefully near the old bridge." Daniel froze. his hands shook. He read the line again and again. The article said the man's name was Michael Turner, aged 72, missing for 2 days. He had been found sitting on a bench near the bridge, cold, quiet, and gone. Next to him was a small cup of coffee and a note that read, "Thank you, Daniel, for helping me cross the bridge one last time." Daniel's heart stopped. He couldn't breathe. He looked out the window, and in that moment, he remembered something. When he dropped Michael off, the man never said which direction his home was. And Daniel had never told him his name. His taxi keys fell from his hand. Tears filled his eyes. He didn't know what was real anymore. But deep in his heart, he felt warmth, the same warmth from the car that night. He whispered softly, "Goodbye, Michael. Rest now." Outside, the morning sun rose higher. The bridge stood quiet and golden in the light. And for a second, Daniel thought he saw a figure standing there, smiling, peaceful, waving goodbye. Then the light grew brighter and the figure disappeared. Message of the story: sometimes a small act of kindness can reach beyond life itself. Even one kind word can bring peace to others and to our own hearts.